Well, as you can see, this is this has been a very long time since we saw the Ecureuil helicopter. This has been a very long time since we last saw this one anyway, with this registration G-NETR apparently. So yeah, this has been a while since this has been a very long time since we haven't saw this Ecureuil helicopter since back in 2022, which this was the last time we saw it anyway. Was back in 2022 or 2023, or probably from last year or the year before that we saw this Ecureuil helicopter. But as you can see, that was the Eurocopter AS.355-F1 that was we just seen anyway. Unless this would have been the F1, but I'm not sure. I think it's the F2 one. So yes, as you can see, that was the Eurocopter AS.355-F1, I think, or F2. So I say it's not the NP one, but obviously the NP is the PIM dollar group, which obviously, like the week before, the PIM dollar group was here the week before anyway, which that registration was GPDGP, that was, which that one was there the week before anyway. But obviously now, because this time let's switch helicopters around this time anyway. Now, because this time is the Ecureuil that we now see. This time is now the Ecureuil that we now see. Now, because we're back to the Ecureuil helicopter, as this is the return of the Ecureuil helicopter. So yeah, this has been a while since. This has been a very long time since we last saw this Ecureuil helicopter back in 2022. That was for the time anyway. So yeah, but as you can see, just from here, he's just flown here to about 17,000 feet to 18,000 feet from here anyway. Then just from here, he then just dropped down to about 1,500 feet from here. So yeah, he's just dropped down to about 1,500 feet from here anyway. I don't know what he's doing now, but it looks like he's currently now just circling around Fogpool by the looks of it now. Just now circling just over by Fogpool by the looks of it. So yeah, it's just now hovering over Fogpool now anyway. Hopefully he should be going into Newquay Airport very soon, hopefully. And as you can see, the call sign is PDG62, that is. Which that's the call sign for this one anyway. That's the call sign PDG62, that is. And with this one, that's just came from all the way from, I possibly believe, I think this just came from Cardiff Heliport, I believe anyway. But I think because since then, I think that came from its base at Birmingham Airport since the next day anyway. Then from the next day, then went into Cardiff Heliport for the next day anyway. So yeah. So as you can tell, the registration is G-NETR, that's the registration for that one. Which this is the registration that we saw over the last few years ago, back in 2022, last year ago or something anyway, or the year before, whichever the year it would have been. And there we go. As you can see, it's been training around Exeter. That's just been hovering around Exeter anyway, and then over Sidmouth. And then just from here, as you can see, he was hovering. Well, as you can tell, he was hovering just over Ilminster, I think, just over at Ilminster by the looks of it. Oh no, it's bloody ADXB is playing up again. I'll have to bloody type it again now. It's bloody ADXB is playing up. It's bloody internet's just been playing up the whole time anyway. So yeah. Oh, I don't know where he is now, but he was on there. But obviously, I'm gonna have to type this registration, which it was G-NETR. That was the registration just seen anyway. So if I go back to where he was, so as you can see, he was just hovering. He was basically just doing circuits just round over at M&S Merryford, apparently, just passed over towards M&S Merryford, which that's another place of an airfield anyway, just not far from Ilminster anyway. And then just from after that, he then went to visit just down at Duxwell Airfield. After that, that was when he landed just over Duxwell Airfield at 11:58 a.m. just before 12 o'clock anyway. And then that took off from Duxwell Airfield just around 1:21 p.m. in the afternoon. That's when he had to go for his lunch break for the time being, which that's what naval air's always do, and same with PIM dollar groups as well. It's exactly the same thing. So yeah, there he is. It's back on. Well, there he is now. He's just back on ADXB now. There he is. That's where he is now. Anyway, you probably can tell he's he's been hovering just over between Grelipet and Frogport by the looks of it. He looks like he's just been hovering around there anyway, probably around the fields of Grelip and Frogport by the looks of it. So yeah, but it looks like he's going into possibly Newquay Airport, I believe anyway. It's probably now going to go into London Newquay Airport anyway, but then I think tomorrow he might be carrying on doing training anyway for tomorrow. But which obviously then tomorrow he might be carrying on doing training anyway, doing the whole side, the rest of Cornwall tomorrow anyway. This is what PIM dollar group usually does anyway, which is the same as the PIM dollar group Eurocopter, which that does the same thing anyway. Whereas the Nether Rail, it's pretty much similar to the PIM anyway, which there's no difference anyway. There's no difference between the PIM and the Nether Rail companies, because those two companies are based in Birmingham Airport. Apparently, they're based in Birmingham. So yeah, this is where this helicopters might have come from anyway. Which like today has come all the way from Cardiff Heliport. So yeah, this has came all the way from Cardiff Heliport anyway, and then came down into Somerset, Devon, and then into Cornwall. So yeah, which tomorrow it will be doing the rest of the whole side of Cornwall tomorrow anyway, and then back into Devon, and then probably back to his base at Cardiff Heliport, and then for the next day it will then go back to his base at Birmingham Airport. So yeah, which that's what we do for the next day, that it will go back to Birmingham Airport. So yeah, back to his base. So yeah, but as you can tell, it is nice to have a change round of the helicopter today, especially because of this is the first time that we ever caught this Nether Rail helicopter in 2024. Especially because at the time you haven't had the Nether Rail helicopter since 2023, I think. Anyway, I think it would have been the other registration. Like, I think the other registration I can think of is G-NETR, which that registration I think that would have been here possibly at least last year or the year before. I'm not sure. But obviously, because of today, it's the G-NETR registration today. It's the Nether Rail helicopter that we see today, especially we see from this afternoon anyway. It's the Nether Rail helicopter. So, yeah. Okay, so yeah, by the looks of it, that's now going to go into Newquay Airport. So, yeah, and then tomorrow it will be back on its training to do the rest of the whole side of Cornwall, and then Devon, and then back in Somerset, and then back into Cardiff Airport, and then the next day back to Birmingham Airport. So, yeah. Okay, so, yep. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.